Hey guys, I'm Kalilah Reynolds, and today I'm telling you about the latest company seeking to list on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. It's the remittance and cambio company Alliance Financial Services Ltd. You may recognize them as the main agent for MoneyGram in Jamaica. They've launched their initial public offer to be listed on the main market of the JSE, so this is a big one, guys. I'm going to be joined in just a moment by Chairman and CEO Peter Chin and Vice President and Co-Chairman Robert Chin. But first, here are the details of the offer. Alliance Financial Services Ltd is selling 1.2 billion ordinary shares in the company. The shares are going for $1.59 each, and the smallest quantity you can buy is 5,000 shares. So you can participate in this offer for about 8,000 Jamaican dollars plus fees. That's about $55 US. There are reserved shares for Alliance employees, key partners, and the broker JMMB, but all at the same price of $1.59. In total, they're seeking to raise just under 2 billion Jamaican dollars, or about 14 million US dollars. The offer opens December 28, 2020, and is scheduled to close on January 11, 2021. But remember, it could close early. The lead broker is Jamaica Money Market Brokers, JMMB. Time now to hear all about the newest company coming to the market. Hi, Robert. Hi, Peter. How are you all doing?
We're fine, thank you.
Very good.
Exciting times ahead, huh?
Definitely.
That's right.
We're now in December recording this. I heard about this IPO in January at the JSC's conference, and it was announced at the time that this big IPO was coming to the market, the main market, in February, and then bam, look at COVID, look at life, huh?
I'm telling you, life has so many unexpected turns.
What has the last few months been like for you guys there at Alliance?
Challenging, because COVID has impacted our business. It has impacted our cambio side of the business. That's the foreign exchange services business. And because we have a lot of linkages to the tourism industry. And that has been hammered, and but we have managed, and we have it's improving again because tourists are now coming back to Jamaica, although slowly, but there's improvement in that aspect of the business.
Well, let's get into what this business is all about. For anyone who's never heard of Alliance before, tell me about some history of the company.
Okay. We started as Alliance Investment Management in January 1997. The company at that time was licensed by the Financial Services Commission to do investment management, or a dealer, licensed securities dealer. And also we were licensed by the Bank of Jamaica to do cambio activities. In 2005, we split off the company into Alliance Financial Services, which dealt with the cambio business. And at the same time, we got, we were appointed one of the master agents for MoneyGram in Jamaica. And that business was also licensed by the Bank of Jamaica. So the new entity, Alliance Financial Services Ltd, had activities licensed by the Bank of and supervised by the Bank of Jamaica. And we kept Alliance Investment Management separately, which was supervised by the Financial Services Commission.
You also have Alliance Payment Services. So you have different companies under the Alliance banner, but it's only Alliance Financial Services Ltd, AFSL, that's listing, right?
Yes. In earlier this year, the Bank of Jamaica regulations changed for payment services, and the card portfolio business of Alliance Payment Services was acquired by Alliance Financial Services. So the main lines of business Alliance Financial Services has are the cambio business, the remittance business, and the card services business. So Alliance Payment Services no longer exists because Alliance Financial Services acquired the card services business.
And I would like to also add to what the history that Peter is giving is that one of the success, I think the success that we have had over the years is that we don't kind of lock ourselves into one revenue stream. We always look at opportunities. And we also use an innovation and to look at we can expand whether vertically or horizontally, because I think that is what has allowed us to become or maintain our success for that long.
Yes, well, let's talk about that success in the industry. 16 years, you all are known widely for the MoneyGram, being the MoneyGram agent in Jamaica. I happen to use your service in Ligani. That's where I go whenever I need to do either cambio or remittance. So I'm a client, just letting you know. But tell me about your success over these past 16 years, because unlike listed companies, your financials would be new to us. We haven't been able to see those except when the prospectus is published. So tell me about your financial performance over the past years, how you've grown.
Our primary areas that we're focusing on was always remittance and cambio. From the cambio perspective, we are considered one of the dominant players in the market from the cambio side. And on the remittance side, I think by the last count, I think we contribute probably somewhere in the region of 30% of all MoneyGram transactions that are processed in Jamaica. So we are also dominant in that field as well. We have been able to grow our agent network, sub-agent network with MoneyGram, because we are able to identify really key strategic partners throughout Jamaica that has been on this journey with us. So I want to thank them for that as well. But overall, when the prospectus is published, you will notice that the company has, over the last 5 years, has done tremendously well. And our intention is to continue to grow the business.
Yeah, just to elaborate a little bit on the cambio side. Although we have 4 branches now, we have relationships with smaller cambios in Montego Bay, island-wide. And what we do is we purchase from them. And then we are able to consolidate those funds and sell to corporate clients. Because just think about it, a small cambio in Negril wouldn't have access to the big corporate giants in Kingston because they don't have the volume. So what we do, we purchase from a network of cambios, consolidate, and then sell to those corporate clients. So in terms of, that's how Bobby is saying that we are dominant in the cambio business. Yes, we may only have 4 branches, but we do quite a bit of volume because of that.
Which part of the business is the bigger part, the cambio or the remittances?
The cambio is traditionally has been, but remittance has been improving significantly. And that's what has helped us over this in the pandemic period, is that our cambio business has fallen off, but our remittance business has improved. So it can offset some of the losses we have had. Losses meaning revenue on the cambio side, because I don't know if you're aware that Jamaica has experienced growth in the remittance business. The amount of receipts coming in during the pandemic.
Yes, I know initially there was a fall off in that because some remittance agencies abroad were closed and so on because of the lockdown. But then later on, the rebound came and remittances were up, what, like 14%, I think?
Yes, I think year over year it could be 30%.
30%.
As much as that, I think. Necessity is the invention of
The mother of
mother of all
invention.
inventions.
Necessity is the mother of invention, indeed. So
Yes.
tell me
So,
about the invention. Tell me
so
what Alliance has done over these past few months to deal with some of the changes that COVID has brought about.
Bobby, you have to deal with that.
All right. One of the things, as you mentioned a little earlier, was the card service. So by transforming or transferring the Alliance payment service card portfolio to Financial Services, Alliance Financial Services, we have been able to transfer a, what we call a principal member of MasterCard. So we now are probably the leading issuer of prepaid MasterCard in Jamaica. And what we have been able to do successfully is to utilize the card and sort of synchronize it with our remittance activity. And we are now coming out with, we have started to introduce what we call the direct-to-card remittance, meaning that a person can actually do a remittance transaction and put the proceeds onto the card instead of going into a location to collect. And we found that it has caught on during this pandemic period because people, in a sense, really don't want to go into a location to collect,
Right.
to be exposed, right? So that has taken off, and we expect it to even get further traction as we are going to the new year. So that's one of the things
You don't have to go anywhere, stand in line, collect physical cash. Everything's done online. You get your money straight on your card, and you can go shopping with the card, both at a supermarket or online.
Exactly.
You know, as you mentioned, the Alliance ePay MasterCard, and I've been following the story over the past few months with where you've been going with that. You now can get the remittances directly on it, the prepaid, the co-branding that you've been partnering with other companies. I saw where you partnered with CNWJ Cooperative Credit Union, which also recently listed on the stock exchange. You've also in November partnered with the Jamaica Civil Service Association. So tens of thousands of civil servants are now getting prepaid MasterCards through Alliance. Tell me how that works. How is a prepaid MasterCard different from a debit card?
The prepaid card, you have to put money on it.
How do you put money on
debit card, you have to have like a bank account. You go to an agent, one of our MoneyGram outlets, and you put money on it. Also, you can transfer money from a bank account onto the card. Or if you get remittance, you can put money on the card. But back to the co-branding though, our strategy.
So this eliminates the need for a bank account, and this really helps those people who are underbanked or unbanked.
Exactly. Most of the people who have cards prior to the co-branding relationships are people who never had a bank account, right? And what we have found is that even people who don't take the money direct to card, if they go to an agent, what they'll do, instead of walking out of the branch with $25,000, they'll walk out with 5,000, right? Store the 20 on the card for spending, or they can go to an ATM and withdraw the money. So it has proven convenient for the people who have no bank accounts.
Brilliant, because we all know that this issue of financial inclusion has been a huge one in Jamaica. There is a large percentage of the population that is not included in the financial system, and so they're left out of all the e-payment solutions. They're left out of online shopping, online vending, and so on. So I really like where you're going with this. I think this is a huge growth opportunity for the company. How big? How much weight are you putting on this co-branding solution for your growth opportunities there at Alliance?
Yes, what we have done is identified institutions or organizations with big numbers. Co-branding only makes sense if your partner has numbers, right? And the Civil Service Association, for instance, has over 20,000 members. So right away, you're into a big pool. The CNWJ Credit Union has big numbers also. So what it really does is give the members of those organizations or institutions the benefits of a MasterCard, and also whatever benefits those institutions or organizations may have. For instance, the Civil Service Association, they have civil servants get discounts from about over 200 merchants. But it's very cumbersome for to access some of those merchants. So when you have our card, we have the technology to allow all of those merchants to interface with our system. So when a civil servant goes to one of those merchants to purchase and swipes the card, they automatically get the benefits that have been agreed by the discounts being offered by that specific merchant.
Mm-hmm. But Robert, you do have significant competition in several of the spaces that you're in. So in terms of the Cambio, you have competition, remittance industry, you have competition, and now you're basically competing with the banks because they have been making it a little bit easier to get into the banking system as well. How do you deal with competition, Robert?
Well, remember on the card service, we're focusing on prepaid solution, a prepaid card, which right now I think we are the primary company that is engaging in that arena. Not so much the bank as yet. However, I think what Peter said earlier about the financial inclusion, if you look at the general profile of a person with collects remittance in Jamaica, as you correctly said, they're underbanked and underserved. So by having the card, it negates the need for having a bank account, because the card can store value on it and it's secured enough to ensure that the value is maintained on the card. So I think we can use that as an advantage to continue to create, a foothold in the space. And as Peter said, we have a lot of other potential partners that wants to come on board, and we're going to be looking at bringing them on one by one, as long as it takes. But we see this as a specific strategy for our growth into 2021 and beyond. So I think we're I think we have the technology and the product that we can go after a certain market.
Being a pioneer in this space, I think it definitely is a huge advantage for you. And when I say competition, it doesn't necessarily mean, so the two things don't negate each other. You can have an Alliance prepaid MasterCard and an account at a financial institution.
Of course.
Many people have more than one card, more than one account for anything. So I think it really is a huge untapped space, and you being the first to market with the product, I think that spells great things for Alliance Financial Services Limited. So coming now to the IPO, you guys are seeking to list on the main market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So you're looking to raise in excess of $500 million.
Yes.
What is the reason that you have chosen to come to the market at this time?
I think one of the primary reasons we looked at it is because of succession planning. All right. Peter and I have been in the business for 2.5 decades in this business. And prior to that, probably 15, 20 years in the financial service business. Now, that's a long time. And I don't think you can expect us to continue into the next 10, 15 years, right? So what we have done is that the best opportunity for us to ensure that the business continues and the legacy of the business continue is that we list the company, have a very experienced and able board, so that they can implement the actual corporate governance necessary for us to continue growing the business. So 5 years from now, 6 years from now, if Peter and I are not here, the structure will still maintain, because they're going to ensure that what we have built over the years, that we have a management team guided by a board to ensure that we go forward as a successful company. the other reason I think also
Are
is
either
that
of you looking to retire anytime soon?
No, no, no. That's what I was going to say. Don't listen to when you say 5 years
Okay.
or 6 years. But
Just
I guess
checking.
he's just showing, giving an example of
You're right. I understand.
yes,
Succession
yes,
planning is
yes,
important.
right.
yes. And the other two reasons again is one, along the journey, there are many people that has come along with us, very loyal customers, partners, and I think it's about time that we reward them or we give them the opportunity to be a shareholder in the success that they have helped us build and create. And the last point from my perspective is the loyal, faithful, and long-serving staff that we have had, because a part of the shares we're offering to them, because I think they deserve also to be shareholders of a business that they have helped guide over the years, whether through tough times or good times, they're always there. So those are some of the critical reasons why I think we choose to come.
Yeah, what we have also done to Kalilah to make sure that our staff members can participate in the IPO is we have arranged financing for them to help purchase the amount of shares that they want to acquire. And I would say every single one has accepted and are ready to go once we list.
I love that. I love that you are including your staff and making them part owners in this historically, this family company, this legacy that you guys have built over the past decades. So what are your intentions for the proceeds of this raise? What do you intend to do with the funds raised from the IPO?
Well, we have projects that we're looking at personally, and essentially what we're doing, we have built this business for over 20 years. And the truth is we'd like to take some some of the profits that we have made.
I don't blame you. Why not, right?
Yes, why not? And at the same time, as I said, get other people involved. And
are you looking at any acquisitions? You don't have to say which, just whether you are.
We have some opportunities that we have started that we think need some funding, personal funding. And this is one we have, acquiring.
So you have established this market presence in Jamaica. Are you looking at expanding beyond Jamaica as well? Are those in your plans, growth plans?
Not
possibly.
Immediate, but yeah, possible, because you know what's happening because of the programs we're doing with the prepaid cards. We have had other people in other territories who are MasterCard members who have wanted to bounce ideas off of us in terms of how do we do this, how do we do that. So there's a possibility that could happen.
The truth is that the financial service business is so dynamic these days, and technology is just making the borders becoming seamless. So you never know. It will take you into areas that you probably never envisioned you would do 3, 4, 5 years ago.
True.
If the business takes us there, we have to look at it.
Absolutely. Now, another thing that people who are considering purchasing into an IPO, purchasing into any listed company often consider is the company's dividend policy. So the two reasons that people primarily buy, because they think the company is going to grow and the stock price will appreciate. And the other one is for the dividends that a company may potentially pay out. So what is the dividend policy, or what will be, I should say, the dividend policy of Alliance after you list?
We will be paying up to 80% of the profits per annum, up to 80%.
Nice.
Yes.
Smile. Yeah, investors definitely like a good dividend paying company.
Yes. Because of the type of business we are in, it's not capital intensive in terms of machinery, inventory, that type of thing. we are in the cash business. So if we need to retain more of the profits to expand or to do anything extraordinary, then we will do that. But the policy we have established will be up to 80% of the profits made in any one year.
Well, I wish you both all the best with this IPO when it lists, and I expect to be at the listing ceremony on the Jamaica Stock Exchange when you're able to slide your tile onto the list of listed companies.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Robert.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
So there you have it, a market leader in the remittance and cambio industries, and they found what may very well be a cash cow with their prepaid MasterCards serving the unbanked and underbanked. You can download the prospectus to learn more about Alliance Financial Services Limited. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, you can click the link up here or in the description box below, or just go to KalilahReynolds.com. I'm Kalilah Reynolds, wishing you all the very best.